Hello, and welcome back to the Dungeons & Dragons Podcast UK. My name is Yazmin, and I will be the DM.
Hi, my name's Samantha. I play Elora Greyvale, a sorcerer from Nephalia.
Hello, I'm Colin Robinson, and I play Cuin de Greymont, a paladin from Gavany.
Hi, I'm Ryan, and I play Ogvar, a ranger from Kessig.
So, the way we left things last time. Our party of 3 had briefly stopped to gather some grub, and then continued wending their way along the wild road towards the city of Janelle. Episode 5, Vicious Venison. Ogvar, 25%.
We go 25%. We go 25 to 50 then, please.
Okay, you're really lucky, you lot. It's actually a bit sad. Right, okay, so you carry on walking. You've had a bit of a discussion about Janelle. Nobody really knows a lot about Janelle itself. So, I mean, you keep on walking. You're making good pace. It's about 10 o'clock now. And I'm taking over now because you got stuck. There we go, that's a bit better. Nice.
For who?
Not for us.
No, clearly not.
Everyone make me a spot check.
Okay.
16 plus 1.
4 plus 4, I'm 8 all in.
I'm 9 all in.
I'm 17.
Right, okay. You're at the front of the order, are you, Cuin?
Yes.
Right, okay. As you roll, as you're walking, the track is wide. It's wide enough for 2 carriages to safely pass side by side with a decent margin of room in between. As you're walking along, you're going up a very gentle rise, and you can see that it peaks at the top, and then you can't see where it drops down. As you hit the peak, Cuin, you're at the front, and as you're stood there, you come over the peak, and just slightly down, it's not a sharp drop, but it's a bit of a dip. And in the bottom of this, almost like a mini valley almost, you could say it's probably about 60 feet across this kind of valley area before it rises again and carries on. You see in the middle what appears to be, from the distance, you're about 30 foot away from it, so it's like slap bang in the middle.
In the dip.
In this dip, in this valley, like this mini valley, what appears to be a broken carriage. You two are behind him, you're behind him on the rise, you know, he's not a small guy, you can't really see much as you come over the peak. Yeah. What would you like to do?
Looks like there's a carriage of some sort down there. Rather strange. Can anybody else see it, or is it just me?
Having heard him say that, I'm going to just jog up the last bit of the rise behind him to stand next to him so that I can actually see what he's referring to.
Yeah. You both, well, yeah. You both look down the valley at this tiny, I say it's a valley, it's more of it is a dip, but it's like a valley, it's kind of U-shaped. And you look down and you can see that, there is what appears to be a carriage just right in the middle of the road in this dip.
Can I make a spot check to see whether this was a horse-drawn carriage or what sort of carriage this is?
But it's going to be a horse-drawn carriage because there's no dip.
Right.
Is it like
Yes.
one that people would be transported in or goods would be transported in?
It looks more like it's not a commercial caravan carriage type thing. It's more like someone's transporting, they're moving house, they've got various bits on there, bobs on there, the kitchen sink, everything like that. It's more like it's looks like a couple of people have probably been transporting some personal effects. It's not a sense of transporting goods commercially or transporting people commercially.
Can we see any people?
And we can't see any horses.
No horses either.
Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do my detect evil.
Right, okay, you detect evil, and yours is a 60-foot cone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Straight down at the, which is only 30 foot, whatever.
Yeah, so you detect evil, you drop down onto one knee, hands in front of you, and you sense, and you don't get any feedback from it. For all intents and purposes, it's just a broken down carriage.
Okay, so...
Do we know what he's doing? Do I know what he's doing at this point?
Well,
Because I've just seen him go down on.
You'd assume it's something holy because you have seen him do this
Right,
before.
Okay.
Right, so I would... Right, I suppose... I'm going to go and check this out. Ogvar, could you just stay here with Elora and just keep an eye just to make sure that nothing attacks by surprise?
Okay, no problem. I'll get my bow, knock an arrow.
So at this point you're doing something which is called Overwatch, I believe. So you're just
Yes.
stood there, you're ready, you've got your bow prepped, and you're just scanning the area.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to walk down and I'm going to... just... There's no horses or anything. I don't know what's going on here. So I suppose I better search to see if there's anything here.
Right, roll a search check.
Seven.
So that's going to be another nat 20 then.
7.
7. Okay, you get right up close to this carriage and you can't see, there are no horses, there don't appear to be any people, nothing. You get up close to this carriage and you can see that where this carriage is, it looks like the front wheels have buckled and snapped on themselves. So these large carriage wheels are literally just splintered in half. You can see where almost like the yokes dug into the ground, obviously where the horse has been removed, you could assume. There's some rips in this. It's like a large canvas hooped kind of roof on it.
Okay.
And there's some large rips in this, and there's some bits and bobs. Looks like there's some belongings in the actual carriage itself, but for all intents and purposes, you can't see anything that would cause any alarm.
Okay.
It appears to be safe. I'm just wondering, what happened to the people? And the horses?
So at that point, I'm not thinking fully the situation. I'm just going to shout out, "Hello? Is anybody around?"
Your voice kind of echoes in this little valley, this little dip, and nothing happens.
Okay. So I'm going to assume there's no one nearby.
Well, I'm going to look at Ogvar and I'm just gonna walk down towards the carriage.
Okay.
I get to the carriage. I'd like to start rooting around and seeing what's on the carriage.
Right. Roll me a search check.
12.
Okay. So you notice a bit more about this carriage than Cuin does. The first thing you notice is that although this looks like the typical style of like, kind of peasant, not peasant family, but, common family with a carriage, maybe a pony or a donkey attached to it, hooped roof, fabric around it with open back and, a couple of little benches in the back so the children can sit in the back or whatever and, they can have their luggage. Although it looks like that, there is a slight... You just get this nagging feeling that something is slightly off. Roll me a knowledge arcana.
19 all in.
Right, okay. And as you're there, you're kind of poking around. And you get the feeling that there is something definitely... I say magical. It's magical, but it doesn't appear to be... it doesn't feel harmful or anything like that, but there's something slightly off about it. There's a magical aura surrounding this entire carriage. Are you going to look through the boxes and stuff in there? And
Yeah, I would like to start looking through the boxes, etc., and starting to appraise, which is one of my proficiencies.
okay, you find what looks like a small rusted iron ring. So that's what you find, and then let's get some more things going.
Do we all see this? Well, obviously, I don't see it because I'm up on the top of the ridge.
No, she's the only one searching for it. Cuin, you notice that she's rooting around and stuff, but you're still kind of kicking at the wheels of this carriage, trying to figure out what's going on with it. Oh God, that looks vile. Oh no, you're definitely not getting that.
I'm finding some really good stuff, clearly.
Actually, no, you can have that one. You find what looks like a silver. It looks like a silver dagger. Okay, and let's get some more things going because who doesn't like stuff?
I'm going to break with tradition and actually find shit.
There is a short spear.
Right.
A light crossbow.
Oh.
No bolts with it though.
Right.
Okay. There's what looks like a roughly made wooden shield. And then you just find some general tat, basically. There looks like to be some kitchenware, there's some forks and spoons hanging around on the floor. There's what looks like a broken vase. There's a chair in there. If you want a chair, have a bit of a sit down. There's a chair in there. There's some piles of children's clothing, a singular male boot, and what looks like an apple as well, just rolling around on the floor. And that's what you find.
Right, well, I would like to appraise the items that I have found.
Okay, the general attack, like the kitchenware, the apple, and obviously it's got no real material worth to it. What does your appraisal do as Nephalia? Because I'm pretty sure it's special conditions.
Ability to discern if an item is magical, what its basic properties are, but unable to tell if it is cursed.
Right, okay, cool. So, what are you going to appraise first? Because you have to make rolls for these.
Well, I picked up the ring first, so I will appraise that because that's
Okay.
in my hand.
So you're going to appraise the ring. So if you roll me an appraise,
Where's the...
it should
Sorry.
be on your skill list.
Appraise, okay. A 4, all in.
Okay. It just looks like a kind of crudely made iron ring. There's a couple of scratch marks in it, which could be some form of runes or writing, you're not really sure, but it just looks like a little metal ring. Okay, what else did you want to appraise?
I'll keep holding an iron ring in my hand. I'd like to have a look at the crossbow, because I use a crossbow, so I'm interested in the crossbow.
Okay. Would you like to... What are you doing at this point? Because you're still stood on Overwatch.
I can move down as well if I'm feeling a bit nosy. I'll
Yeah?
yeah, because
Okay.
I feel I might be missing out on something here. So
So you wander down, and Cuin's kind of still looking around. Are you still looking around the cart, or are you taking more?
So, what do you think? Has anybody found anything yet, or?
Well, seeing as we're all here now, right, I've got this little cluster of things that I kind of like sorted out and put in a pile. So I'm going to pick up the dagger, hand it to Cuin and say, well, have a look at this. I have found some bits and pieces. I've got an iron ring here, which I've tried to appraise it, but I'm not really getting too much off it. Have a look at the dagger, see what you think of it, and I'm going to hand the wooden shield over to Ogvar and say, you have a look at this one, and I'm quite interested in the crossbow. I'm going to have a look at this and see what this is about.
Right. Okay. So starting off with Cuin, you've been handed this dagger.
Yes. That's. Would I know? I wouldn't be able to detect anything on it, would I? Religious or anything otherwise.
No, but you could do an appraisal check.
Praise. Let me have a look. I'll give it a try. then he probably cuts himself on it. 3 all in.
Yeah,
My voiceover comes down.
you take this dagger and you grab it and you grab the blade end. Because, you weren't told not to run with scissors as a child, let's just put it that way. You don't cut yourself because obviously you've got armour on. But you grab it and you look at it and you can tell that it isn't silver. But other than that, you've got no idea what it is. Apart from obviously it's a dagger.
What you got over there then, Cuin?
Well, it appears to be a dagger, obviously, but it's not silver.
Oh, that's unusual in these lands. Most people have got silvered stuff, haven't they? Huh. Cheese knife?
Might be. What would you say, Ogvar? So I'll then show it to Ogvar.
Are you going to do an appraisal check?
I can do if you wish, yes.
Right, roll appraisal.
So that's the top.
If you genuinely use this as a cheese knife, I will cry.
It ain't getting much better than 2.
Right, you concur with the conclusion that it may be a cheese knife.
We're going to find out that this is some supersonic.
Well, shall I just put it in my... You're going to just put it in your backpack for now. Let's take it with us. It might come in handy for something.
I suppose we could always have a look later. And...
Well, this crossbow that I've got, so... can I have a look at this? What?
Yeah, roll appraisal.
God, really?
It's not looking.
That'll be a 4 all in.
Right.
Well, it's a relief that this wasn't actually anything important because it is literally just a shoddy crossbow.
Would I actually though know that from that?
Yeah, it's
That's what I
literally
think
just
it
a
is.
shoddy crossbow.
Right.
Right. I'm going to say... Because she's noticed a few marks on the iron ring that look like runes. And I've got a... Oh, what was it? Wonder if I could appraise her the ring.
Right, roll appraisal.
9. I'll go. What do you think?
Right. For listeners, what we've got here
That's a
is
complete...
the Chuckle Brothers and their cousin kicking round a carriage. My God. Yeah, what do you want to do with this ring?
Okay, I take it off Cuin and I put it between hands. I hold it to light, have a bit of a look at it. See there's some runes on it or something like that. I'm just going to put it on.
Right, okay, you put it on, and although it started off being a just a roughly made iron ring, when you put it on, it fits perfectly onto your finger.
Okay.
It's snug. You can tell that's not coming off, but you almost get this sense that it's almost resized itself almost to fit you. Just this slight inkling, because when you held it up, it did look quite small, but now it fits perfectly on your hand, so I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay.
Okay, what else was there? Sorry, what did I give you? What did I say?
Wooden shield was the other
Okay,
thing.
one by wooden shield. Who has that? You have that one, don't you?
I
Ogvar
have
has
the
that.
wooden shield, yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to ask you to roll and praise on this.
No,
because
I'm
just
just-
no.
No.
Calling it a shield is generous. It is literally just a plank of wood with a bit of leather around the back of it. It looks like someone's just really hastily made it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not particularly interested in it myself, so I'm just going to offer it to the rest of the pod. Does anybody else want this shield?
It's dry wood, Cuin.
Oh yes, I suppose we could use it as dry wood. Yes, I think my shield is a bit superior. You know, but Yes, I suppose we could I'll put it in my back. Maybe break it up a little bit more and put it in my backpack for some kindling and wood for later.
Okay. What was the list I gave you of stuff I just gave you? Just
Wooden shield, dagger, iron ring, and a crossbow.
iron ring, crossbow, and then there was just the general bits of tit. What are you taking with you? You just taking those four with you?
I'll take the apple for me bat.
Okay.
For Rowan
Okay, so
Rowan Batkinson.
Okay, so just who's got what right now? Who's taking what?
I've taken the apple.
Right, you've got an apple. That's all you're taking.
That's all I've got.
Okay.
I don't have hold of any of it anymore.
I've got a ring I can't get off.
Right. Well, you can get it off, but
Oh, okay. Oh.
okay.
Okay. What did you do with the crossbow?
Well, I suppose I've just set it back down because it's a shoddy crossbow. I've got one, so I don't need one.
Okay. Well, I've got the silver dagger and the shield.
Okay. Right. Okay. So, what are you doing now? You've spent a good while kicking around at this carriage. It's about 10:30 now in the morning.
Okay, so if there's nothing else to look at around
No.
here, can we press on?
Yep.
It is a bit odd that this is just sat here with everyone's possessions
Yes.
and they've left them. That is strange, I admit.
Right. Come. Do you reckon we should search around, see if there's any signs of struggle?
Well, Ogvar's the one,
attack?
isn't he? Because he can search for footprints and stuff. I mean, is there anybody leaving in a hurry? I don't know. I mean, it has been raining, so...
Can I do a track check or something?
Yep. Roll track.
Yeah. That'll be a 19 plus 3.
Okay. You take a look around the area, and you are confused because although this carriage looks like it's fairly recent, it's literally, you could imagine that it's literally just been abandoned there not 5 seconds ago by the looks of it. It doesn't look like it's been there a while. The brakes on the wood on the wheels look clean, they look fresh, they look new. But you look around and there are no tracks there apart from your own. There are no tracks leading behind this carriage up the hill. There's nothing. No horse tracks, no human footprints, no carriage tracks.
Okay.
Right, I'm gonna. So, you'd obviously tell us.
Yeah. Relay that to the group, yeah.
Yes. That's a bit strange. I wonder where this came from. I'm gonna do a detect or detect evil.
Detect evil. So, having already detected evil, you go to detect evil again, and as soon as you start dropping down, you just know that there's nothing evil in the area.
Nothing, Cuin?
No, I
Nothing
still
doing,
can't,
Cuin.
I can't detect anything. I mean, I should have detected it before, but I'm gonna start walking. All right, I'm gonna go and have a look up there, see if I can see anything at the other crest.
Okay, what are you two doing?
So, have we only searched inside? Is it worth checking? Can we check underneath the?
You can search. Roll me a search check to check
Okay.
underneath.
Search underneath, yeah. That would be 8 all in.
Nothing underneath.
Okay.
And this isn't a case of, oh, you're not sure. There is nothing underneath.
Okay, no problem.
Right, well, I'm following Cuin. I'm going up the other... From out of the dip, I'm going back up the rise towards where it crests further down the road.
And I'm just going to stand there a bit, look at it, sort of scratch my head a bit and think how peculiar it is, and then notice everyone else has wandered off and go, oh,
Okay.
travel on behind them.
So you will reach the top of this crest, this hill, obviously walking forwards and up because you don't want to lose your footing. And just as you hit the crest of the hill, you all hear there is a massive splintering sound. There is a scream of a corpse. There are terrified of yells, what sounds like a man, a woman, and a young child. And then there's snarling, there's snapping noises. And as you turn around to look down to see what's going on, there's no carriage there. And you hear on this wind which is whipped up, you haven't noticed until now, but the wind died off. And as this wind whips up, it seems to be coming from the opposite direction than you would expect it. And you hear a young girl's voice.
Use them well.
And that's it. The wind picks up back in the normal direction, and you can hear the sounds of hawks screeching overhead, and there is nothing left in the valley.
I didn't just imagine that, did I? Did you see? Did you hear that?
I mean, like a sort of a mass hallucination. Well, simple way. Ogvar, have you still got your ring on?
So I raise my hand, sort of like show them. It's still there.
As you raise your hand, it's still there, yeah? But somehow it looks a little less bent, it looks a little less dirty, it looks a little more refined. And you realise that you've got a +1 deflection on your AC. And this can go on your sheet. So on your AC there should be like a deflection bonus on there. Right at the top. There we go. There should say bit saying deflection bonus.
Yeah.
Put
Deflection
+1 in.
modifier.
Yeah, put 1 in there and you can change your AC. And this applies as long as you're wearing that ring.
I should have bought the crossbow. Someone put it back. So, well, yes, and I seem to have the shield and the dagger.
Well, you've got bits of the shield.
No, I hadn't broke it up yet. I
I
said,
thought he said he'd broken it up.
did I?
I think you did, yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, you look at the remains of this, what was a shield, and it is still just a crummy shield sewn together.
But I look at the dagger.
Yep.
And I say, yeah, it's still here.
If you want to make another appraisal check on that dagger.
I'm getting... Yeah, that's not going to help. 3.
No, it's not going to help, but the dagger does somehow seem a little shinier. It looks a little newer than it did when you picked it up.
So, what do you reckon, Elora? What do you think about it?
Take it back. Is there anything on it? Is there any inscriptions on it? I'll look at it again because it was...
Roll me another appraisal. On your cheese knife. I really hope you don't use this as a cheese knife.
That's a 9 all in.
God's sake, woman.
I thought you were too good earlier.
I reckon she watched it in the DOS while we were out.
How rude. I would never. No, you look at this dagger and it does seem newer, it seems shinier. You can tell that it definitely isn't made of silver. But other than that, you're not really getting much off it. Roll me a knowledge religion, Cuin. You can both roll me... And then you can all roll me wisdom checks as well, sorry.
So just...
That's a 9.
Yeah, just straight wisdom check. So roll your dice and then
not
add...
a saving throw.
No, not saving throw.
That'll be a 12 all in. On the wisdom check.
The 19 plus a 1 would be a 20.
Right, 20 for your wisdom.
Where's wisdom? Where's wisdom now?
On your main block of modifiers. Just use
Okay.
your wisdom modifier.
That's 18.
Okay, so for the wisdom modifier we've got 19, 20.
19 plus 1, yeah, 20.
20, 12,
18.
18. Right, so with that, all of you are able to tell
12.
that what you've just witnessed wasn't exactly real. The items you have in your hands are very much real. However, the carriage itself, it wasn't there so much. It was not an illusion, but with a, what did you roll knowledge, religion wise, sorry?
That was a 9. A 7 plus 2, unfortunately.
Okay. That's not good enough, sorry. I say that it's not good enough for what I wanted it for, but with a wisdom check like that, you are all able to tell that this is a phenomenon that happens not infrequently around Innistrad. And there have been multiple reports of it happening to people before. People just generally tend to say, oh, you're just imagining things, you've been on too much of the drink again, this, that and the other. But sometimes where tragedies have happened to people, travellers on the roads are able to... They see the remains of these tragedies even though they're not there. It's almost like a spectral happening. It's not on this plane of existence. It's almost like it's on an alternate plane. And just in that moment, the planes have shifted ever so slightly to allow you to see and interact with something that isn't actually there. And as you've walked out, it's disappeared again. That's the best way to explain it.
Yeah. So you like a little pocket in.
Yeah, almost. But if you wandered back past there again, you probably wouldn't have the same experience. Yeah, it's like a shift of plane. It's like the plane which you're on in the Strad. Yeah, the Innistrad plane, because it's so close to the Shadowfell influences everything on this plane. So it's almost like as you've been walking along the plane, there's been a slight shift, and the Shadowfell's just come slightly into view, and you've interacted with it, and then it's shifted back out of view again. So that's, you could say that's what's happening. And with a wisdom check, you all know that.
Okay.
So you can imagine that what happened here was a tragedy. A small family got attacked and killed. And almost this young girl's voice you heard on the wind, her giving you a gift.
Wow. Well, that was a bit different. Funny thing is, the horse's tracks just seemed to disappear at the same time because there's no tracks, and we were following tracks.
Sorry, there's no tracks around the carriage. The horse's tracks were there.
Okay.
The ones that we're following.
Yeah, the ones that you're following are still there, but there wasn't any tracks from the carriage. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I've seen all sorts. So, I'm just going to put that one down to experience, and I'm just going to move. I'm not going to dwell on that. Probably best not to.
I suppose you're right. I suppose we better get a clip on, shall I say, and go back on the road.
Okay.
So, is there anything you want to do, talk about, or do while you're walking along? Is there anything?
Well, I'd be.
Well, I think I'd just be contemplating
what's just happened for quite some time.
So you carry on walking, and it's all kind of the same kind of thing: rough scrubland, flat plains, small copses of trees. This is what most of Nephalia, apart from the coastline and the cities, is like. It's pretty much, you could probably get lost if you didn't know where you were going on the maps or didn't have the roads. And you walk for about 2 hours this time, so bringing you to about 12:30. And you've all been fairly quiet. Obviously this has just happened and none of you really know what to make of it, I'd assume. So, what would you like to do? It is about midday now, 12:30.
Well, seeing how we had an early start, what do you reckon to having a spot of lunch?
Well, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I think we could do with a break and get a drink.
Yeah.
Just have a bit of a rest.
So, I suppose we're going to find somewhere to make a quick camp.
Okay.
So we're going to look for a quick.
Wish I'd taken the chair now.
Okay.
I could have carried it.
Everyone make a spot check. Not again.
Yeah. At 20.
9.
9.
All in.
That's a 12 from Elora.
9, 12 and 20, right. It's very easy for all of you to see that as you're walking just on the eastern side, so going towards the coast, dropping down, as it drops down and heads towards the coast, you haven't been able to see it up till now, but there is a slight forest. And just where you are on the map, you are basically just coming past where the forest kind of almost meets the track itself. There's a bit where it rises up from the coast and kind of meets the track.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just hitting where it meets the track, basically. So, yeah, there's a bit of forested area. There's plenty of room. You can sit down, make a bit of a quick campfire. There's dry wood. Did I have to pull off a miracle nat 20 again? Right.
Okay, so
What are we doing?
we're going to set up camp and I suppose I'll have a half day washing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there is. You could do some hunting if you so wish. You've still got your rabbit, obviously.
Could I go and see if I can find any berries or pine nut type things?
Roll me
or
survival
whatever?
check.
I don't think I'll do very well because it's not one of my skills, is it? But no, it definitely isn't. That would be a 12 all in.
Okay, yeah. You're wandering around the edge of the forested area. There's a couple of bushes with some berries on. They look a bit like, I don't know, wind berries. They're, edible berries.
Well, I'll pick a few of those.
Find a
just
good
examine them a little bit and
Yeah, you find a good couple of double a handful of berries.
cool.
They'd probably go quite nice with that roast rabbit and vinegar.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to look around for
I'm going to put them into a pocket.
Okay.
any herbs, garlic and stuff like that.
Oh God, we're getting all bougie, aren't we?
Okay.
Right, roll a survival.
No.
Nah.
What was it?
3 plus 1, 4.
You pull up some grass thinking it's chive.
Could I try a bit of hunting? So we've only got one rabbit to go between three of us, so it's
Yeah.
not a
Got
massive
carrots.
amount of
I've got carrots.
carrots, yeah,
Berries.
and berries.
Oh,
Be
dear
interested to
God.
do that.
Gordon Ramsay would not be impressed with this.
That depends on the berries.
Roll me a track.
A track, okay. The 10 plus 3, 13 all in.
Yeah, you notice along just on the edge of the forest, it doesn't look like it's very deep in, but you see some small, almost cloven tracks. Do dwarves have cloven? Dwarves? Deer. Deer have
Yes.
cloven. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Hoof.
You see some hoof marks, and you can assume they're deer.
Mm-hmm.
There's one, it looks particularly small, perhaps a baby deer. A fawn, I should say, instead of baby deer. And it looks from the tracks, you perhaps think that it may be slightly injured.
Okay.
Okay, would you like to hunt it?
Yes, please.
Roll me a survival.
Survival. Be 13 plus 5, so 15 all in. 18 all in, sorry.
So yeah, you start following these tracks, and you can see this fawn. It's not very far in, it's quite close.
Who killed Bambi?
Ogvar did. And make me a move silently check, please.
Silently. It's 5 plus 6, 11 all in.
Okay. So yeah, you're able to you're not the quietest you've ever been by any shot, but the deer doesn't seem to notice you.
Okay.
Would you like to kill it?
Yeah.
Right, roll to hit.
With me bow, obviously.
Oh,
Not
no, I
gonna
thought you were
lump
gonna
it with my axe.
Club it to death.
God. Roll to hit.
So that's going to be that plus the 4 for me bow, so that's going to be 9 all in.
Right, you fire off this arrow and it slices a line down its flank and startles it. And it starts attempting to run off further into the forest, but it's got quite a prominent limp. What would you like to do?
Can I try taking another shot at it?
Go for it.
So is
Roll
it just
to
roll
hit.
to hit again?
Roll to hit.
Should really put it out its misery, shouldn't I?
Yeah, probably.
Oh.
That one.
She's done the dice while we were out.
You rolled in that, oh God. Right.
Oh, God.
Maybe I should have gone in with the axe.
Right, okay. You pull your bowstring back and you fire off this arrow, and this arrow sails straight past the deer and it thunks into the wood of this tree. As it hits, a load of bark splinters off and it showers this deer as it's attempting to run forwards with a load of bark. This little deer is so startled by it, it turns around, completely forgetting that you're behind it, and it runs towards you. And it doesn't, in its panic, it doesn't even seem to notice you, and you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as this deer headbutts you straight in the nuts.
Okay. Where do I write that down?
It hasn't got antlers though,
Great.
so it'll be on your damage, running damage. Where your hit points are should
Yeah.
be.
So I'll take 8 off that.
5 off that, not 8. Yeah, it's it doesn't have antlers, which is probably quite fortunate for you. But obviously you're not too great, and it runs past you. And Cuin and Elora, roll me a listen check.
No. That'll be a 6 all in. I'm really not listening.
17.
Right, Cuin, you are able to hear as you're stood there thinking about those lovely chives in your hand. You hear this kind of thunk, and then a large scuffling, and then a hoo, and then some more crashing and banging as this deer just launches itself out of the undergrowth, completely taking you by surprise, Elora, because you're not even paying attention. This deer's just appeared. What would you like to do, Cuin?
What the heck is that? What?
Whoa!
Where did that come from?
Being attacked. So I pull my long sword out, and now I'm going to attack it.
Oh God! Love it. Go on. This is where it's not 20.
No. 19 plus. That's an 11.
What's your critical threat range on a long sword?
19 to 20.
Roll again.
Oh no, sorry.
19 to 20, yeah?
Yeah.
Roll again.
That's a 6. That's 10.
You don't go critical on the deer. Well, you don't even need to roll damage. This deer startles you so badly, you draw your sword, and in one go, you draw it and you swing, and you just lop its head off. And the deer comes crashing in down, and its legs akimbo everywhere, and yeah, congratulations, you've killed a deer.
Right. Forward! Yes, well, Ogvar!
I'm just going to sort of stumble out from between the trees with me and between my groin. Oh, I'm here.
I say, old chap, you okay? You look a bit in pain there.
When you said you were going hunting, I didn't
yes,
quite
but there
have that in mind.
There was a deer, and it was a big deer. Really, really big.
You
Roll
mean
me a bluff check. And you two roll me sense motive.
That's good stuff. I've got a -1 to it already.
Well, I'm an 18 plus 3, so that's 21.
And I've got an 18 -1, so I've got a 17.
Well, I got 6 on sense motive.
Yeah, Elora completely believes that there is a absolutely massive hulking deer in the forest. And Cuin looks at you, and he's known you for a decent enough time to know that there's probably not a hulking deer in the forest.
You've gone a bit of a funny colour, Ogvar.
Did you want to go and retrieve your arrows?
Yeah, so I'm going to use that as an excuse to sort of sidle out, because I think Q is probably giving me a bit of a sceptical look at this point.
Well, I don't know about the large deer, but this poor little thing was probably protecting it, maybe. But this came out, and we've got a nice bit of venison to go into the stew.
You managed to retrieve both of your arrows.
I'm just going to give Cuin a completely blank, bemused look, because I have no idea what just happened.
Oh God. How can one fawn cause so much trouble?
Because he didn't kill it straight away.
Okay, so I've
Right.
retrieved all the arrows then. And I'll,
If you're saying that there's a very, very large deer in there, do you think we should maybe protect ourselves from it, or go hunt it if it's
I
maybe?
don't think they have boxes in D&D.
no, far too big. I think we should just move on quickly.
I'm just frowning.
Oh my God.
I'm just looking at this dead fawn with its head lopped off and blood spurting out everywhere, and looking at these two, kind of. Yeah.
Right,
Okay, what are you going to do? You're going to cook it here?
yes.
Stick it on a stick and spit roast the bugger.
Yes, okay.
It's going to probably take you to about 1:30 to cook the deer and start eating it, so...
That's a quick roast, isn't it? From 12:30 to 1:30. You know.
It's only a little thing. It's tender.
Are we going to cook? Right. So is someone going to light the fire then?
Yes, I suppose.
Do you want me to try and set up a spit roast for this?
Yes, that would be...
Right, I'm going to see if I can find 2 sticks with Y shapes in the top and then a straight stick to go through the thing.
Okay, to make a spit, roll me survival. You don't need to make a survival to light the fire because you've got enough time to do it.
Oh. No, we're not having spit roast. I rolled a 4.
Yeah, you're not having spit roast.
Yes,
I can't find the wood I need to do it. Not the right type of sticks for it.
okay, so, okay. Well, I suppose we'll have to just, find a flat rock and place it on and hope it'll heat up.
Yeah, make me a survival check.
Yeah, that's not going well. 3. All in.
You find some flat rocks, but they're like palm sized, and they're probably not going to do it.
Okay. I need someone to make.
Somebody please cook this deer.
I'm going to have another go at finding some more sticks.
Roll
'Cause
me
where I went was useless.
I'm still sort of just sat on like a tree stump going...
No, it's a 6. I've given up.
Maybe I'll try.
This is ridiculous.
That's a 12, 13.
What are you looking for?
So just some sticks.
Congratulations, you find a ready-made spit roast. Just randomly out in the wood. Avison really likes you. Congratulations.
Right. So we cook.
Yeah, you find the sticks to make a spit roast, and you start cooking it.
Right. So we all eat that, and that was rather nice, I suppose.
Sod this, I'm off to Nando's.
Well, I mean, we'd all be looking.
No, I wasn't. I was sat on a tree stump, like, feeling sorry for myself.
You're still unable to walk properly.
Just sort of sat there going... Just a lot of exhaling and a lot of...
And breathe.
So you cook up this fawn, and there's enough for you to all have a decent meal. I'm assuming you've done your veggies as well.
No.
Oh, he hasn't done his veggies, right?
No, we
okay.
just had to get the old meat.
Right, so you've all had enough venison. There's probably a bit left over. You can imagine it will last until later on in the day, or perhaps
Okay.
next morning. Are you doing anything with that rabbit? Yeah, or...
I'll keep that for the evening meal.
Right, so you've all had a bit of food. You've recovered, maybe, from
Hopefully by then, yeah.
your encounter. And yeah, what are we all doing now?
Well, a full belly. I'm just going to stand up and say, right, I think we'd better all go off down. Well, I'm going to carry on. I think we should all just keep going. Let's just make for Dranau. I don't fancy too many nights out in the open.
Well, yes, yeah. That's fine. I'll just pack this ready-made spit.
It's like IKEA, it's flat pack.
So,
It's called spittling.
Put the bits. It's a good idea to take that with us, actually.
yes,
No, they are ideally, they're almost like a perfect fit length sticks to make a spit roast. So yeah, you can bundle them up and tie them onto your pack.
Okay, so I suppose we might as well carry on.
initial experience with the curious carriage left our party somewhat perplexed, and Ogvar's fracas with a frisky fawn has bruised more than just his pride.
Hi, it's Elora here. If you think that you can help support the creation of our podcasts and get yourself a mention, you can now donate Rowan an ale and myself some rations via the link in the episode bios or through our website homepage. Thanks ever so much, it'd be really appreciated. Good day.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Having you as a listener means everything to us. So, whichever streaming service you choose to listen to us with, please give us a like, subscribe and follow. We would love for you to join us on our Facebook or Twitter page, where you can catch up with all of our latest news. While you're waiting for the next episode of Secrets of the Silver City, why not pop over to our website, where you can read all of the information about this campaign, from backstories to setting. All of the links are in the bio of this episode. Join us again next week for the next instalment. Thank you for listening.